Coming up right now, a Subway store manager was forced to fight off an irate customer. Find out what his beef was all about and if the knuckle sandwich was worth it.
Also coming up, a marathon winner loses his first place prize for the most bizarre reason why he was disqualified from the race following a simple gesture from his dad.
And later, a nail salon is offering discount pedicures to clients, but there's a catch when it comes to who ends up footing the bill.
There's always a catch.
There's always
right?
a catch.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I'm Matt Doolittle. Mitch English will join us on a little later, right here on Daily Flash.
Okay, so wacky food mashups. Have you seen these on store shelves?
They're trying to get creative to draw people in.
Like the turkey dinner soda or the Sour Patch Oreos. The Kraft macaroni and cheese ice cream.
Oh, God.
Right?
No, I don't want that.
So I guess they've done this study where it says, like, this is sort of a way to draw in the attention of customers. A, it's to get more customers, and B, it's to target that Gen Z audience that wants something a little bit more extravagant.
I think it's also the Instagrammers and all of that. I think they're trying to drag people in because that's a lot of what I've seen online and on your TikToks and Instagram reels is people being like, look, I'm mixing a bologna sandwich with ice cream. And so now they're dragging it to the stores. That's going to go the way of when they tried to do like purple ketchup. Everybody's like, I don't want that.
Yeah, and there's also an interesting take on this in that it's the person that's producing the product is saying they'll grab the Sour Patch Oreos, but they'll also grab another bag of regular Oreos because they're like, well, if I'm going to dive into this wacky food mashup, I might as well have the real thing in case I don't like the wacky food mashup.
And a part of it too, this stuff's so expensive at the store now. Why are you going to take a chance? I'm not taking a chance on anything. I'm going to be like, I want what I want because I know it's good because it's costing a ton.
But think about it, like if French's Mustard comes out with an ice cream or a smaller company, there's a Brooklyn ice cream company did the Kraft macaroni and cheese ice cream. It brings attention not only to the ice cream, but to the brand French's Mustard. So you've got all these, like you mentioned, social media influencers posting about this. So it's a free advertising for these companies.
Yeah, we got a thing of like, I think it was pistachio ice cream. And I was like, we tried that. It was instantly one of those, oh, this was a bad idea. The minute we took one bite of it and we just threw it out because we're like, are you going to eat it? No. Are you going to eat it? No. The cat's not going to eat it. Let's toss it.
Now, the question for you is, when you bought the pistachio ice cream, did you also buy another ice cream in addition to it? Just in case you didn't like it.
I think so. I think we threw some Rocky Road in there just in case.
Okay, see, there you go. Well, an irate customer at a Subway sandwich store lost it when he was refused extra meat on his sandwich. The customer claimed he had paid for the extra serving and then demanded the workers put 12 extra slices of ham on the sandwich instead of the 6 extra he had paid for. The customer then walked around the counter, started punching the manager, while a quick-thinking customer rushed to the worker's aid and pulled him away from the employee. The Good Samaritan struck the suspect in the face several times, allowing the workers to run to safety behind the counter. This is crazy. It's outrageous that we've got customers that are taking it out on these employees who are just trying to do their job.
They're just sandwich artists. They're not sandwich UFC fighters. And Subway is one of the most efficient restaurants ever. In Florida, we have a thing called the Pub Sub. If you want to wait an hour for the sandwich, but at Subway, at least you can get up and down, and they do it pretty quick. And for them to refuse his meat or like, that he paid for, like there was some miscommunication there, and they just lose it. People have such a temper now.
Yeah, well, I think too, I call it the Chipotle effect. You go to Chipotle, right? And then you're standing there at the glass window and you don't like the amount of beef that somebody's put on your Chipotle bowl, right? So you say, I need more, add more to that. And I think we've gotten to this mentality where we think we just ask for more and we automatically get it.
We deserve it.
Free of charge.
In the Chipotle line, I will eyeball you if you start shorting that chicken though. I have done that where I'm like, it's not even,
you give the stank
it's not even a full cup. Well, a California runner was stripped of his marathon title after he took a cup of water from his father during the 26-mile race. A 24-year-old Esteban Pardo won the Orange County Marathon in 2 hours and 24 minutes and 54 seconds. However, he was disqualified shortly after he crossed the finish line because of his father's involvement, which officials called unauthorized assistance. The race director said it was a direct violation of the USA track and field rules. According to the rules, runners are allowed to only receive water from designated stations and workers along the race route. Prado, competing in his second full marathon, claimed he wasn't aware he could be disqualified for taking the water from his family and said workers were unprepared at the hydration stations. I can understand this rule because you don't know, somebody might be slipping you something extra along the way to keep you going a little more, or maybe, I don't know, it's a shot of rum or something while you're going to keep you numb. I don't know, but so I totally understand that.
It's a clear-cut rule. So for anybody to say, oh, I didn't know about that, especially somebody who clocks in that kind of a time.
Yeah, you've done it a while.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. It's not like your first marathon.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it was a Disney marathon where you'll see Captain Jack running around and he'll take a swig of rum while he's going. But I mean, they're trying to be very strict on the standards they do for these the USA with the Olympics coming up. I mean, they could be slipping anything in there.
That's the thing.
It could have been a pill or something to help him numb up while he's going, and everybody else is.
Right? That's so true. A Canadian nail salon is offering a 20% discount on pedicures to customers who allow the salon to sell photos of their feet online. Here we go, friends. Clients wanting to save a few bucks while still putting their best foot forward simply have to mention the Foot Your Bill campaign at the Fix Nail Bar in Toronto. Customers are required to sign a waiver allowing the salon to upload photos to an online foot fetish site. Feet Finder is considered the largest platform for selling photos of feet with millions of subscribers and over $5 million in ad sales. The salon claims several clients have joined the campaign, and their foot photos will remain anonymous. Right.
Yeah. No, plus they don't want my busted feet on there with all my basketball injuries. Look, the foot photo business is a poppin' these days.
I guess. I don't get it.
It's one of those things where you see how much money these people are making on this, and every once in a while it slips in your head, like, I could crush up some Doritos on the floor at the house or something.
Is that? I guess that's the thing. I mean, I don't get it, but OnlyFans pages are devoted to foot.
There's a whole
stuff.
foot app and all this stuff. I won't say who it is, but my wife has a friend who makes his income doing this stuff.
Really?
Apparently, he has a whole room devoted to his productions in his apartment, and you go in there and it's just like a tarp down, and every day he goes in and takes requests and does things, and he's traveling and living pretty well off of this, and that's all he does. And it's just literally these foot videos.
So I get the, there's a female foot fetish, obviously, but for a male foot fetish as well.
Alternate lifestyles and all that type of things.
Sure.
But the part that gets trippy with it is you have to interact with the clients. That's the part where it gets a little weird. But I get why this massage or this foot place is doing that, because they're like, well, we can make some money off our clients.
Yeah.
I guess
the question is, like, if you're going in to sign a waiver and to sign your foot rights away, I mean, are you really going to be anonymous?
I don't think so. I mean, there's that new documentary out on Ashley Madison where they were saying they were all anonymous there. Not so much. So it's going to get out. If you're signing the waiver, your name is on something attached to that.
Yes.
So it's going to get out. But do you care at your feet?
Well, and you brought up the Ashley Madison documentary, which is great, by the way. If you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. But what's fascinating about that is that so many of the quote-unquote women that these men were interacting with were not real.
No.
So in this age of AI, how do you know?
Oh, you have no idea. I mean, Scarlett Johansson just got involved in a lawsuit.
Yes.
Even though her voice was part of a movie about AI, with the Her movie, or it was Her, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So that's involved. So you've got all this stuff recreating it. You don't know who you're talking to. Half the time, though, people don't care.
Yeah,
that's the thing. They just want that connection, and if they want the connection with your feet, well, there you go. You got that.
It's like an episode of Black Mirror.
Or Seinfeld. The 2024 Tribeca Festival is switching it up this year and will be hosting a celebration of its co-founder, Mr. Robert De Niro. The De Niro Con promises to be a fitting tribute to the Oscar winner. The extravaganza, which takes place in June, will feature several Hollywood types, from stars to writers and directors. The screenwriter for Goodfellas is one of the featured guests and will discuss his process with the actor following a screening of the 1990 mob movie. Screening of The Godfather Part 2, The Deer Hunter, Raging Bull, and Taxi Driver are a part of the program. There will also be a screening of Mean Streets, which coincides with the film's 50th anniversary. Director Martin Scorsese will be at the event and joined De Niro for an interview following the movie. So that's awesome. And Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies.
I love him as an actor. I'm not crazy about him doing all of this political stuff.
Yeah, well, he's always been like that, but he gets a little ramped up and it sounds like old man yelling at clouds.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
I don't need you going on CNN and dropping all.
Yeah,
he is an old man yelling at clouds these days. He's
yes.
an old man and he yells a lot. So, but the body of work is undeniable.
100%.
I always just love when he goes on talk shows though, because he's the
worst guest
unless
ever.
you get him riled up with the politics stuff. Otherwise, he just kind of sits there.
Yeah, he's not a huge talker. No. I mean, so you're sort of stuck with, dealing with this wonderful actor who saves his stuff for on screen.
You like the movie? It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Stay with us. Daily Flash continues in just a moment. You talking to us? You talking to us?
Hey everybody, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson. Today we are talking about catfish. And who doesn't love good old southern fried catfish? I actually have a taste of some catfish.
No. Mitch, it's not that type of catfish. We're discussing some catfish horror stories and what you should do if it or when it happens to you.
Okay, I brought my hot sauce in for nothing is what you're telling me.
Yeah, you did. Okay, for the uninitiated, being catfish is when you are lured into a relationship by someone using a fictional online persona, and there are hundreds of horror stories like this one. This is, quote, I met up with a guy whose picture was attractive, arty, half lit, half shadow, and what you learn about that, it's never good. He was very strange looking in a way that maybe needed medical attention. I called a friend to come meet me out at the bar and we pretended to run into each other and desperately needed to catch up. So that was her way of getting out of the situation there. So what should you do if you think you are getting catfished? Joining us to talk about it is relationship trauma expert, Dr. Janie Lacey.
Hey, Dr.
Hi, Dr. Janie.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, you say you have 5 tips, and the first one is just to cut off all contact altogether. Okay, that to me, somebody that has been pursuing you, when you do that, they'll want to continue. Is that what you're doing when you cut them off altogether?
It's going to be a difficult situation, however you look at it. But if you develop strong emotional ties, it would be especially difficult. But you have to cut off that person, especially for your mental well-being, and any further engagement. It's just going to give them more opportunities to manipulate your emotions, Mitch.
You're also saying that you should file a report. Now, when we say file a report, generally that's if something had actually happened to you, or is it just to say, hey, I feel unsafe? What does filing a report do for those that might have been catfished?
So usually there is a reporting system on whatever platform that person may have met them. So most social media and dating platforms have very strict policies against deceptive practices like catfishing. So that's why I say that you should report to help protect yourself and help other people in similar situations as well.
You also recommend protecting your personal information.
It is so crucial to protect your personal information, especially if you shared sensitive data with that person, because the more that you communicate, the more people share type things, and even sharing passwords sometimes happens in these situations. Like, it's so emotionally tied and manipulated. So you want to enhance your security measures to make sure that you protect yourself and your privacy at all costs. Peace of mind is so important.
You've invested into this person at least a little bit, or however much you did, and you come out feeling like a victim. What should somebody do, like, as far as getting support? Is it, I'd be embarrassed to tell anybody. I'm not sure I would even expose, but do I need to, really work on that, or be able to find some kind of help?
Well, first, if there's any type of crime, you want to report that, especially if there's fraud or blackmail. But most people, there's a learning experience that can happen here. They can learn from these experiences, and it's okay. I always tell people it's okay to have a range of emotions. You're going to feel betrayed, embarrassed, anger. I mean, all of these things are valid, Mitch, and it's important that people allow themselves to feel. And like you mentioned, they'll feel embarrassed and they don't want to share, but you need to have that support. And I also recommend, especially the deeper the emotional tie, therapeutic support, counseling can help you get through those processes to get to the other side and to get in a better position with how you feel and what you've dealt with.
Janie, you touched on it a little bit. You said learn from your experience, which is your final tip on this list. You'd think at this day and age, with what we're exposed to with the shows, with the MTV show Catfished, we would all be a little bit more aware of this, but people are still learning from this.
people are still learning from this, and they have to remember it's not a reflection of their worth at all or their ability to trust. These things happen, and they were probably engaging with this person under good trust and thinking that they were who they said they were. So in these situations, it erodes people's trust, and sometimes they have these self-blames, but they have to remember that in these situations, they're a stepping stone to better understanding and navigating, especially the online dating world.
Dr. Janie Lacey, we'll talk to you again next week. And for more on getting help with relationship trauma, you can check out Dr. Janie Lacey at lifecounselingsolutions.com. Always love having her on the show.
Well, Madonna had a super cringeworthy moment during a recent show in Los Angeles. The pop diva was calling out a fan for not standing up, only to find out why they were sitting down.
I know.
Take this ride with me. What are you doing sitting down over there? What are you doing sitting down? Oh, okay. Politically incorrect. Sorry about that. I'm glad you're here. Oh my God.
Awkward.
Wow, that's a Mitch English moment right there.
The Like a Virgin singer was performing at the Kia Forum in LA as part of her celebration tour. She apologized for the gaffe and went on to say, "Glad you're here," to the person in the wheelchair at the show that she was demanding to stand up.
I would have done something extra for this fan.
Yes.
I mean, number one, to come to a Madonna a fan, you know, and it's a big deal going to a concert in a wheelchair and that sort of thing. And probably kind of embarrassed too, like, but also like.
But more embarrassed for Madonna.
I was uncomfortable. That was very uncomfortable to watch.
Gosh. Well, a royal uproar is taking place over a photo featuring Princess Kate celebrating Mother's Day in the UK. Here's the photo as it first appeared. It was the first image released by Kensington Palace since the princess had gone in for abdominal surgery back in January. Now, it shows the mom smiling alongside her 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis. Well, then shortly after the picture was released, several big news agencies pulled the image after word got out that it had been manipulated. A blur was detected around Charlotte's sweater near her wrist. So a kill notification was sent out, and it was pulled from a number of publications. Now, initial reports suggested Prince William released the photo. Then Kate took the blame, saying she often experiments with photo editing and made the mistake. The Daily Mail called out a number of issues, 16 to be exact, including image problems with the clothing, the hair, and the stone ledge, which is in the background.
I bet you dollars to donuts AI was involved in this. She was probably playing around with it, whoever was, because that's a really bad edit. If you're a photographer, that's something you should have looked at. But again, you know, in this day and age, what is real in any picture that you see now? But then for people to scrutinize it that much too, right?
And to catch up on it, because I wouldn't have noticed it.
No, I wouldn't have seen that at all. We're going to be catching up with Matt, finding out what he's doing next.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I am Matt Doolittle, and this is Doing It for this week. Well, guys, guess what? I got married. Yes, last week I tied the knot with my beautiful now wife, which is insane to say, Leah, in a ceremony that was truly the dream we were looking for, in front of our friends and family, some who came all the way from as far as Michigan and London, burned down the house with a wedding that I can say was exactly what we wanted. Our very own Mitch English was our officiant, which, you know, that always brings the party up a little bit. My family here at the Daily Flash was in attendance. My best friend Travis Storm of 35 years was my best man. My boys who have been there with me through everything stood next to me, and Leah, my God, she was just absolutely beautiful. The tears hit up when she hit that aisle. We missed a few things here and there in our plans, and let me tell you something. If you're getting married with more than 10 people, love a baby Christmas, get yourself a coordinator. My phone did not stop all day, but we got to hang out, walk down the aisle, and then just party like there was no tomorrow. If you know me at all and my group of friends, we like to have a good time. And I got to dance with my mom, which was something I don't think I've ever done. I only cried about 30 times, but laughed in between that, and that's what it's all about, right? Our little mini moon was off to the Disney's Swan and Dolphin, who set us up with an absolutely beautiful room and a few extra gifts. And in true Doolittle fashion, we spent the next day at Walt Disney World. So it's an amazing process. It's a tiring process, I can tell you that, but it's something that I wouldn't give up for the world. And I want to thank every single person that came. And a few things I've already learned in married life. You're tired a lot. You forget a lot. At least I haven't gotten yelled at over not taking out the trash yet. And you just kind of go with the problems that are going to show up. So I'm sure I'll have a lot to learn along the way. But again, thank you to everyone who partied, came to us, and welcomed us as a married couple. Sorry, ladies, I'm doing it as a married man now. Guys?
Well, Fabio Marcano, our birthday boy from Daily Flash Latino, joins us now for our relationship refresh. Happy birthday,
Thank
Fabio.
you, guys. I'm
Good
so
job.
happy to be
Good
here.
see
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I'm happy for Matt. You got somebody married. You're an officiant
I'm
now?
an officiant,
Yeah.
and I also do bar mitzvahs, too. So if you guys want to hire me for that.
All right. I want to get I want to get you guys interested into the new segment I have for relationship refresh.
Okay.
How can co-parenting be made more successful is the real question I got for you guys.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
Well, families come in all sizes in the U.S., and approximately 50% of American children will see their parents divorce or separate, and 16% of children live in a home with a step-parent, step-sibling, or half-sibling. Co-parenting requires a great deal of cooperation and communication and planning skills. And with a great deal of families in the U.S. where parents have children from previous relationships, this may include different cultural, religious backgrounds, parenting styles, and conflicting personalities. What do you guys think? How do you guys cope with this?
The parenting style. Well, yeah, I'm divorced, remarried, and my wife. I have a bonus son, and parenting styles is I think the biggest thing. But I look at her, I'm like, hey, I know this is your child. I have to confirm more to her. I'm like, hey, I'm going to say this to him or whatever. And I think it's important to stay on the same level because you're doing nothing but you're going to cause more problems.
Yeah.
Because then there's another parent that lives across town or whatever that might have a whole other different way of doing it. And then that can make them mad and he's worried about how you're raising his child.
I think it's really tough because you put kids in these adult situations without a very adult explanation.
Exactly.
You just expect them to deal with it. All of a sudden, the family that they know is split apart. Mom's in one place, dad's in another. Mom may be with a new guy, dad may be with a new gal, and it's so confusing. And the kids are just sort of left to kind of figure it out themselves.
Yeah, exactly. They grow up ending up, figuring it out themselves, like you said. But I like the way that Mitch put it. You can't basically cross there's a line.
Yes.
There's a border.
There was 100% a line. And then first off, that the kid, he's not used to, you're not my dad kind of thing. I mean, I've never had to deal with that as of yet. But you're like, look, I am part of your parenting. There's a third parent involved now. And so you have to, and you set those rules early on, and hey, how do you discipline? Because that's a big deal. And even all the way things down to like, allowance. I mean, should they get an allowance? Those are the things you should talk about. I do feel, though, we're in a better place because there are, as you gave those stats, there's apps that you can communicate back and forth, and even a third party can monitor those things to make sure that nothing, is going against what the judges ruled.
In a way, though, I think you would take the kid in kind of as your own, right?
You have to, right? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I always think of that scene from Moneyball with Brad Pitt where he goes to show up at the house to get his daughter, and his ex-wife and her new husband have gotten the kid a cell phone. He's like, pretty big parenting decision. Why wasn't I involved in this? That should
very
be me.
good. Yes, 100%. And that's huge. Yeah, that's a big deal because some might agree and disagree, and you also have to respect the other parent, even though they might not be living with them or whatever. But you have to respect what they want to do. And raising that child as well.
That's why I come to you guys. My co-parents here at work, so for sure.
We're co-parenting.
We're co-parenting, Fabio.
That's exactly what this is for.
We're co-parenting his birthday today.
Go make up your bed. And you check out Daily Flash Latino. That, of course, is where Fabian, his show, exists. You can check your local listings, times, and so much more. DailyFlashLatino.com. Check it out. We got more Daily Flash right after this.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I'm Matt Doolittle. Mitch English will be joining us a little later on here on The Big Show. So you guys know I'm a Disney fan. Literally, took this pen from Disney.
You love those pens.
These are the greatest pens. We had a waitress once at the California Grill, and I was talking about how much I don't know. I spend enough at Disney. I could take a pen every once in a while. She brought me a whole box of these things, so I just have them all over. They're great pens. But you folks that like to cut the lines at Disney, trying to say you got a anxiety or a little bit of a twitch going on, ain't gonna happen. The new disability standards are kicking in at Walt Disney World this weekend in anticipation of heading towards Memorial Day weekend, and then in California they kick off in another month. But they're not messing around, and you need an appointment almost up to 30 days prior to you going, and it has to be a face-to-face interview with someone from Disney over Zoom or whatever, so that they can assess your situation. You have to have a doctor's note for this whole thing. They're not messing around with it.
Well, because let's face it, people have abused this privilege
Yes.
because the disability line gets you onto the rides immediately. Not only just you, but your entire group that you're with, sometimes up to 20 people.
So I didn't take advantage of this, but I was with a friend of my wife's when we went to Disneyland Paris, and she legitimately has she has diabetes, she's got to do the shots, she's had a blood clot, she legitimately has all this. And over there, you have to wear a badge saying you have a disability over there so they know if something's wrong with you. We got to go to the front line of everything at Disneyland Paris. Sometimes a couple times, and I've done it here at the parks. I had a friend who had diabetes, he had the whole pump thing. So again, it was legit. I didn't walk in with like a bad knee or anything. And here it was 3 people in your party, up to 3 rides, and you kind of had to schedule it out. So it wasn't as easy as it was at Disneyland, but it's still cheaper than Disney Genie Plus or trying to get. Now, if they find out that you're violating this, say you're in a wheelchair and then all of a sudden you're dancing around like Mary Poppins, lifetime ban, which to me would be a death sentence. You might as well just take me out back, old Yeller me at that point, because
Here's my question though. How are you going to be banned? Like, how do they know? How do they know you're coming into the park?
They find you.
They find you.
Trust me. Disney,
I believe it.
Disney has an entire group of people. Their entire thing is following on social media.
Yeah.
And you are getting facial recognized the minute you step on property. That's how, even if you have a ban, they will find you. Even if you pay with cash, they will find you and they will kick you off property.
Wow.
You will have a strong discussion with whatever sheriff's department decides to show up.
So from what I understand, your pass will last a little bit longer. It goes from 60 to 120 days, but there is a more rigorous process and you're limited to maybe 1 or 2 people that can accompany you in this special line.
It's not going to be your whole group. You're not bringing all 5, 6, 7 people with you on there. It's just them being honest. The people were taking advantage of this.
Of course.
And a lot of this stuff is because of all the social influencers got on there and blew up everybody's spot that had figured out how to work the system a little bit. I mean, you do pay a lot on these vacations, and if you can get a little extra for yourself, you're going to try to do it, but they're just blowing up those spots. It's insane.
Goodness. An irate customer at a Subway sandwich store lost it when he was refused extra meat on his sandwich. The customer claimed he had paid for the extra serving and then demanded the workers put 12 extra slices of ham on the sandwich instead of the 6 extra he'd actually paid for. The customer then walked around the counter, started punching the manager. Quick-thinking customer rushed to the worker's aid, pulled him away from the employee. The Good Samaritan struck the suspect in the face several times, allowing the workers to run to safety behind the counter. Look at that black eye, that poor lady.
That's horrible. And look, they're doing a job that nobody else really wants to do. They don't want to be sandwich artists. But look, $5 footlongs went from $5 to $14 real quick.
Well, that's inflation for you.
I just went to Subway and I was like, how much? And they were like, it's like $14.75. I was like, okay, for the same stuff.
I heard somebody say this morning, every time I leave the house, it costs me $100.
Yeah.
And that's about the truth, whether it's gas or groceries or both.
I saw an online video where this lady's like, how much is it for a day to live in New York? And she's like, from the minute I leave my house, it's already $15 before I get downstairs to this, to that.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Goodness gracious. We're back right after this.
Attention Daily Flash fans. Ever dreamt of being part of the action? Now's your chance. Join our exclusive virtual audience and experience the show like never before. Get a special credit on the show. Interact with our fabulous hosts. Chat with producers. And guess what? Some lucky participants might even find themselves on a massive billboard in iconic locations like New York's Times Square, Los Angeles' Sunset Strip, Miami, or Atlanta. Don't miss out on this electrifying opportunity. Sign up now by heading over to Blyzeal.com and be a star with the Daily Flash virtual audience.
Lifestyle expert Elizabeth Werner joins us today to share some fabulous items that will keep the kids, pets, and parents happy indoors and out during the hot summer months.
Let's jump right in with Fisher-Price wooden line of toys. Now, this is a gorgeous new line of toys, 18 items to kick off. Fisher-Price is 94 years old, and yes, they've always focused on happy, healthy childhood development. It all started off with making wood toys. To celebrate that legacy, they brought out this new gorgeous line, high quality, very affordable, classic toys that will really help our kids with their development. And they're so gorgeous, they will definitely become heirlooms. Now, how do we get them up and active and outside? The Crazy Cart Shuffle by Razor. This is a kid-powered go-kart, no batteries to charge or maintain. Kids are going to hop on, place their feet, and shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. As they get going, when they're ready for that excitement, they lift up that drift bar and the magic begins, drifting and spinning. They're going to have pure joy and excitement. This actually will grow with them. The frame itself does adjust 5 times. It has amazing reviews. Kids, parents, grandparents, they are loving this. Now, when it comes to a screen-free entertainment, this is the Tony Box, an award-winning screen-free entertainment system. Kids place a Tony right on top of that soft cube, and the cube identifies the character. The newest cube, yes, the Marvel Tony, it's Black Panther. It comes with songs and an original crime-fighting story, but they've got a whole variety of Tonys, a little bit of everything. So have all those kids check those out and have a lot of fun playing. Now, when it comes to science, we can have fun. This is Top Secret Toys Dissect It. They're going to learn about anatomy. Yes, they're going to be discovering so much through synthetic animals. You'll see our little frog set, also going to have the bat, the piranha, the salamander, and soon to be rattlesnake. Kids are going to discover so much as they actually carve through one-of-a-kind gelatin material, discovering, yes, the skeletal structure, a full set of organs, veins, and arteries. It comes with a dissection table, 3 tools, and 2 gel refills, so they can do this 3 times. I love the 14-page learning guide. It's going to teach them all about anatomy, function of each organ, and yes, even includes a fun quiz. By the way, no harm to animals, no foul smell, no trauma. This is the way to get kids excited and happy about science. Now, I want to talk about de-stressing for a minute. This is Neato. It's brought to us by Schilling. This is going to help us de-stress. Maybe you need a little fidget toy or something to help you focus through your meetings or your school day. Well, they started the squish sensation. We can pull, stretch, smush, and squeeze. This is going to help us find our best mellow and our best chill. Some of the newest ones, we've got Ripples, the huge 2-handed squish with textile pattern. Nice Cube. It looks like an ice cube. Super hard to squish, and our Dream Drop that looks like honey. Now, to find more information on all of these great items, head over to our website, WernerInfo.com.
In this week's Help My Home, we call on our favorite home improvement guy, Gator.
Hey, this is Gator with a few easy hacks to help you help your home. So these little plastic caps are called wire nuts. They come in big packs like this. They come in little packs, different colors, red, yellow. Some of them fall on the floor like this. And the colors usually indicate the size for the wire. Most of them are orange that you buy with your little light fixtures and stuff like that. But you basically just take your wire like this, okay? And some people do this different. Some people twist the wires. I don't do that. I just hold them together. I put the wire nut on here and I just twist it with my fingers like this until it's tight. This is the way I've always done it. It works just fine, okay? You twist the wire nut on there until it's tight, and that's how you connect your wires. Now, there's a new style like this called the Wago connectors. I use them sometimes. They're okay. They have little holes in there, and you actually just push the wire down in there like that, and that will make your connection with your 2 wires, just like that. You can get another one and put it on your other set of wires, so you'll have 2 of those. Either way, they're a little expensive, but either way you go, that's how you connect them. All right, Dan, y'all have a good day. Next!
If you've ever experienced the discomfort of a hemorrhoid, you know just how painful it can be. Our medical expert, Dr. Ken Redcross, gets to the bottom of soothing hemorrhoid flare-ups in our latest Dr. Ken Redcross To the Rescue Health Minute.
Hemorrhoids occur internally or externally, and you may experience just one or several at a time. Symptoms include burning, itching, swelling, stinging, bleeding, and pain. There are several self-care measures that can minimize discomfort and help hemorrhoids heal faster. A warm soak can help soothe irritation, especially after each bowel movement. You can do this in a tub or using a sitz bath that fits right over your toilet. After a bowel movement, avoid wiping with dry toilet paper, which can further irritate sore tissue. Instead, gently clean by patting or blotting with a moistened toilet tissue or soft cloth. Hemorrhoid medication can also provide the relief you need. Boron offers 3 solutions known as HemCalm, available in the soothing ointment, internal suppository, and oral tablets or pellets. With plant-based active ingredients, these homeopathic medicines help shrink swollen tissue while relieving itching, burning, pain, and discomfort. HemCalm can also be used for hemorrhoid symptoms following childbirth. Lastly, unbreathable fabrics and friction can create a buildup of sweat that will cause even more itchiness and discomfort. Choose loose-fitting clothing and undergarments made from natural fabrics like cotton. I'm Dr. Ken Redcross with another Dr. Redcross to the Rescue Health Minute.
Open and honest conversations about mental health are crucial for saving lives. Here's what you need to know.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month, an important time for conversations on well-being. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is encouraging all of us to have brave conversations about mental health with the people in our lives. Here with more is Vic Armstrong from AFSP.
We all have mental health, just the same as we have physically. AFSP is encouraging people to learn how to show care and support for those who may need it most and talk openly about mental health, even when a loved one may feel hesitant to receive support.
Through the AFSP campaign Talk Away the Dark, you can learn how to spot the warning signs of suicide. You can also find conversation guides and other creative ways to help you and others have honest conversations about mental health and suicide, and find support resources for those at risk.
We all have a role to play to help support those who may be struggling. Let's encourage and engage in brave conversations about mental health this month and beyond. Together, we can help save lives.
Learn more at afsp.org/talkawaythedark.
The National Drowning Prevention Alliance is sharing resources and new information to help ensure a safe and enjoyable summer swimming season. Here's more.
This summer season, we want parents to be working with a full set of information so they can make the proper water safety decisions for their children. One of those is also on how drowning actually presents. It does not present like it would in a TV show or a movie where the victim may have their arms flailing in the air and calling for help. Drowning is fast and it is silent. It can happen in as little as 20 to 60 seconds, and it can be completely silent as a child would be submerged under the water. Another important fact to keep in mind is drowning is the single leading cause of death for children ages 1 to 4 in the country, and about 70% of our toddler drownings are happening during non-swim times. So NDPA is reminding parents all across this country to practice the 5 layers of protection. It's important to keep in mind that each of these strategies have to work together to truly reduce the risk of drowning, as one single strategy is not enough to fully and completely eliminate the risk of drowning. The first layer of protection is barriers and alarms, restricting access to water, especially during non-swim times. We recommend for backyard pools the use of a 4-sided isolation fence. Second is supervision. We should practice close, constant, and capable adult supervision anytime children are expected to be around the water, and even for our weekend non-swimmers, we encourage touch supervision where you can reach out and touch your child at any time. The third layer of protection is water competency. NDPA reminds parents that the first sport you should enroll your child in this summer is learning to swim. All other sports such as football, baseball, yoga, and soccer are all really exciting to participate in with our children, but none of them are as life-saving as swimming is. The fourth layer of protection is the appropriate use of life jackets when in, on, or around natural bodies of water or anytime you're boating. And that doesn't just go for the kids. We also remind adults to practice good life jacket wear as well. And then the fifth layer is emergency preparedness. Remember, drowning is an accident. It happens when we least expect it to. So knowing what to do in an emergency and how to call out for help, including how to perform CPR with rescue breaths, is critically important. Again, not one of those layers is enough to fully prevent drowning on their own, but by working together, those evidence-based prevention strategies can significantly reduce the risk of drowning. To learn more about the facts about drowning, to learn more what drowning looks like, and to learn more about the 5 layers of protection, including why swimming should be the first sport you enroll your child in, visit ndpa.org/firstsport to learn more.
There's much more trending news and entertainment heading your way, but first, let's check in with our friends at the Daily Buzz right here on Daily Flash.
Team USA hopefuls are competing against each other to make the Summer Games, but they bond behind the scenes. Jessica Long is a Paralympic legend, while Haven Shepard is a newcomer, and that unique combo is being celebrated in the sweetest way.
Legend versus newcomer? Reese's, I'm not going to choose sides. I'm just going to eat them.
The Reese's new summer shape is very special, and it brings us full circle of Jessica and I's story. Jessica met me when I was 11 years old. She was 21, and Jessica has basically got to watch me grow up.
What makes this partnership so exciting with Reese's is, you know, I did see Haven grow up and make her first Paralympic team. Haven keeps me going even on my toughest days. So this is one of my favorite partnerships with Reese's, the legend and newcomer, and I love this campaign.
You can find Reese's medals in stores or go to Hersheyland.com/Reese's.
The International Code Council are stewards of the building code development process, providing communities with the most widely used set of building safety codes and standards in the world, the International Codes, or I-Codes.
A global concern is the recent increase of wildfire events in areas not historically prone to wildfires. If new homes are constructed that don't meet the latest building code, communities are more at risk of significant damage and cost, putting thousands of lives at risk.
The international codes are updated constantly to reflect the latest in building safety and building science. This includes what we've learned from extreme weather events, advances in technology, and the rapid growth of communities around the world.
We encourage you to learn more about your local building department and how to work with them on things like remodeling and renovating your home, and understanding your community's risks for natural disasters like wildfires and hurricanes.
To learn more, please visit iccsafe.org.
Follow the Daily Buzz on social media.
Hey, looking for a summer vacation that caters to all ages and budgets? Well, joining us now to share some exciting updates and experiences awaiting guests with the MSC Cruises is Sarah Greaves-Gabadon, also known as Jet Set Sarah. She's a travel expert and self-described care evangelist. Sarah, where are you at right now?
I am here in the beautiful port of Miami on a beautiful MSC Cruises ship.
That sounds like so much fun. Where is MSC Cruises actually sailing to this summer?
Well, they're sailing to the Caribbean, which is my favorite warm weather destination and the world's favorite, let's face it. They sail from Port Miami, but not just here, also from Port Canaveral, from New York. And as of next April, they'll be sailing from Galveston next year.
All right, outside of this summer, where can folks go if they want to look forward to a MSC cruise?
Okay, so first of all, you're going to go to the Caribbean, and MSC has a whole bunch of these cruises. Some of them are 3 or 4 nights for people who just want to dip their toe, as it were, in cruising. And they have longer cruises for people who are experienced. But you're going to go all over the Caribbean. But you're going to go to a very special place also, MSC's own private island in the Bahamas. It's called Ocean Key. It's a marine reserve, so you can have sun, sea, and sustainability all at the same time. It's also a great destination for solo cruisers. We're seeing a lot of solo cruising this year. And of course, if you're part of a group or a family, you can enjoy all these water sports, paddle boarding, kayaking, or you can just be like me and just laze on that white sand beach.
And where can we go to learn more and actually book a cruise?
They need to go to msccruises.com, and they should go quickly because the cruise line is having a Memorial Day sale, and cruises start from just $179. So, I mean, come on, you got to catch that wave, right?
Thank you there, Sarah. Thanks for joining us, and we'll make sure we post this interview on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Thanks, Mitch. I just got back from my honeymoon cruise, and we've turned into cruise people.
Have you really?
This is our 3rd in the last year, and she did a 4th one even before the ones we've been on. So we're turning into cruise people. It's just so easy.
I think that's the thing that people love about it, because it's just all sort of self-contained, and you don't have to think about it.
You don't have to think about it, and especially if you've done like a bachelor party cruise like I've done, you don't have to worry about losing anybody. Because if you lose them, they're gone. It's not like, hey, where'd Dean go? I don't know if he's not on the ship. Oh well.
All right, that does it for us today. Thanks so much for spending time with us.
Head to our website, head to our YouTube page, subscribe, like, do all that fun stuff. Peace and love.